Welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. Your host, Erika here. This week, we're going to be talking all about how you can turn your defeats and your failures into defining moments. And really, what are you doing with those moments where maybe you do not perform how you wanted to? Maybe you feel defeated. Maybe it was a failure because guess what, guys? I've already had my first failure of 2024 and I needed to figure out, okay, where do I go from there? And I want to chat about that this week. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. My name is Erika Vishkalis, and I am a mindset mentor, personal development junkie, holistic health advocate, and lover of all things spiritual. At the Get Empowered podcast, I'm here to help you overcome limitations, step into your power, and create your dream life. I've spent the last several years healing my mind, body, and soul, and have learned so much along the way. From healing trauma to navigating a sober lifestyle and learning how to step into my personal power, it has been transformational. If you're looking to heal, to be inspired, to uplevel your life, and to become the most empowered version of yourself, you've come to the right place. I created this podcast to help you know you are worthy of rewriting your story, to help you navigate your own empowerment journey. You are worthy of living your most authentic, aligned, and inspired life, and I can help you get there. Whether you are diving deep into personal development or just need a weekly pick-me-up, I've got you covered. Thank you so much for pressing play today. I cannot wait to transform together. Let's get empowered. Welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. Your host, Erika here. I am so excited for this week's episode because it is a topic that I think is really important to discuss. And if you heard in the intro, we are talking all about what it means to take your moment of defeat, moment of failure, and turning it into a defining moment. And how do we turn it around? How do we go from there? How do we really revamp ourselves and our energy? So first though, what am I grateful for? To be honest, today I'm grateful for sunshine. I know I say that a lot on the podcast, but here's why. As I know, many people across the country have had a cold snap. Arizona somewhat has, but we've had a lot of rain, especially in the last several days. And I realized, guys, that I have become very used to the sunshine, and the rain was just making me so fucking sad. So sad and so down. And we had a little bit more sunshine today. I mean, we still had clouds, we still had rain, but having a little bit more sun was amazing. I 100% needed it. So that is what I'm grateful for today. Now, what am I loving? If you're watching YouTube, you could see I'm repping some Detroit Lions gear. And that is because I'm fucking loving the Lions. The fact that they're going to be playing the 49ers this week is so much fun. And to be honest, guys, as you know, maybe you don't know, I have an athletic training background. So before I went into athletic insurance, I was an athletic trainer at the collegiate level, and I used to work football. That's actually what I first started out with in athletic training as a student and as an intern. And I fucking love football. I mean, I don't follow it a ton. Partially when you work in athletics, I feel like you kind of lose the mystique for it a little bit. For me personally, that being said, though, I am a Michigan native. I am from an hour outside of Detroit. And so I love all Detroit sports. And I'm someone that I've always cheered on the Lions. I will say, though, I grew up in a house that was more of a college football versus professional football family. We were big Michigan fans. So it's been a real good year for me with the Michigan Natty Champ, also loving that. And now with the Lions doing so freaking well in the playoffs, I'm so excited. So I had to rep the one piece of Detroit Lion clothing that I own. And I also caved and got Peacock or Paramount whatever TV to be able to watch the game. So if you guys actually do have your favorite streaming service to watch football and other sports, I started out with Peacock and then I realized, oh shit, you can only watch the Sunday day games. And then I got Paramount Plus, hoping I'll be able to watch the games, but we shall see. And I think I'm going to cancel Peacock, but I'm not 100% sure. I figured the first month, not a big deal. Because I just really wanted to watch the games. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, I definitely watched the Bills and Chiefs game really just because I wanted to see Taylor Swift, and it did not disappoint. It was fun. I like watching sports. I'm just not obsessed with it, but I think it's a fun pastime. And since Kyle and I don't have cable, it was really, really nice just to be able to sit back and watch some sports because we don't do that very often. So that is what I am currently loving. Now, for this week's episode, this week's topic, I was really thinking about what do I want to talk about? What is on my mind? And to be honest, if I'm just being very blunt with you guys, where my mindset is at lately, I've been a little down. I've been not feeling my best mentally. I've been not believing in myself as much as I should. And part of that is because, well, one, I had my first failure of 2024. What a good fucking time, right? First failure in the books, check. At least I got that over and done with. And some may not see it as failure, but I feel like I failed myself. Not that I necessarily failed end game, right? Like it's not like it is something that I will forever have to deal with, but I failed myself in the moment. And you know what? I think this is a good lesson because some things, when you quote fail at it, like that's it, you're done, you're over, whatever, it is what it is. But other times, you can just take that moment where you feel defeated or where you feel deflated or you feel like a failure, and you can take that moment and use it as the launching pad to your success and use it as the launching pad and as the motivation to get you where you need to go. So, what was this big failure? What happened? What am I talking about? Why do I feel defeated? Well, one, I just have been really struggling with procrastinating and with not doing the things I need to do to better myself that I know are good for me. And I think I've talked about this a little bit on the podcast recently, but something I'm working through with my therapist is like, why do I feel so stuck in not doing the action steps that I know will take me where I want to be? I have things I want to do and ways I want to grow that requires me to take certain action steps that I've been not fucking taking, right? I mean, what a tale as old as time, end of January, and you're already falling off track for the year. But you know what? That's fucking life. And if we did not have these moments, then we may not be able to grow from them, right? So I really want to take this moment of feeling defeated and redefine it and use it as the launching pad for success and use it as the launching pad to motivate me to make adjustments and to act accordingly. Because guess what? Defeat is only final if you make it final. Like defeat and failure, if you want to call it that, is only like the end of the road for you if you decide that you aren't going to get back up and keep fucking going. If you decide that, oh, I guess I'm done now, whatever, it's done, then yeah, okay, maybe you could categorize it as a failure. But if you decide to get back up and to keep fucking pushing through no matter what it is, whatever the case may be, whatever that looks like for you, then you're not a fucking failure and it is not personal to you. But what happened? What's going on with me? So essentially, I told you guys like one of my biggest goals for this year is to feel my best physically. And I have had a very difficult time getting back into my routine after the holidays. Not fitness wise. Fitness wise, I'm back in the gym normal, but nutrition wise, I've been really struggling with it. I am someone where if I do not have food prepped ahead of time, I really, really can struggle with like snacking and overeating and just not making the healthiest choices. So it's not even that I was eating super unhealthy, but I just was not tracking my food. And with that, I think I overate a bit. I definitely was eating more anti inflammatory foods. And I did the InBody machine, which is basically a scale that also scans like your muscle mass and your body fat percentage. And I was really disappointed with what I saw. I was disappointed. Now, again, maybe TMI, I was at a time of the month where I was probably a little bit heavier than I normally am. So I know that does play a role. That being said, though, I was disappointed because I had made some really great steps and I had lost a certain percentage of fat that I was so excited about. And I gained some of that back. Now, I didn't gain all of it back. Like, it's fine. It is what it is. But I gained a little bit back. Now, a lot of people gain weight over the holidays. I understand. But I just was mad at myself because I'd put in so much fucking effort to get there. And I felt like I was, what's that dance? The cha-cha? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's how it felt in the moment. And so I felt like a failure. I felt so fucking dumb. But you know what? And I felt so disappointed in myself because I was like, what the fuck, Erika? Why are you not doing the shit you need to do to be where you want to be? But here's the thing that I realized, and I had to have a very hard talk with myself. And this is a hard talk I've had to have with myself with several areas of my life right now. And that is, I am complaining about results that I did not get with work I did not put in. So no fucking shit. I'm not getting the results I want when I'm not putting in the work that is needed to get those fucking results. And it's hard. And you know what? I'm just going to be open with you guys. Something that I struggle with is I just want to feel normal. I hate that I am someone that kind of needs to track my food. I hate that. I track my macros. I am relatively strict with myself about inflammatory foods, because if I eat like in an anti-inflammatory way, I feel a lot better. And it's hard when you don't have like some sort of medical diagnosis to back that up and a reason why you need to eat that way. But that is how I feel my best. And I just need to fucking acknowledge that and accept that. And acceptance is really hard. And so for me personally, something I am doing is I don't know if I've shared this with you guys on the podcast, but I am part of a 12-step program that addresses eating issues. You could call it eating disorders. And it's helped me tremendously. And the first step in that program is admitting that we're powerless over it. And I kind of hate that concept. I really do, because it makes me automatically associate it to being a victim. But instead, I'm looking at it as I know that this is an area of my life that I have not much power over. I would actually argue that food was probably my first addiction. I used it to numb, I used it to cope in a lot of areas of my life. And I have a very unhealthy relationship with food mentally in a lot of different ways. Okay. So for me personally, I know some people would be like, well, then you shouldn't restrict, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But I feel my fucking best when I count macros, when I eat a healthy amount for the body size that I am and the body size I want to be. And I feel fueled. It's not like I have no energy. No, I feel good. I feel good when I do that. So why do I stand in my own way? I think that's something we need to ask ourselves when we're in these moments of feeling like a failure or feeling defeated, or maybe we're not doing the actions that we need to do and not taking the steps that we need to take to achieve the goals that we desire. Why are we standing in our own way? You know, I'm digging deep with that. I'm not going to go into all the reasons why I'm standing in my own way. I know some of them. And to be honest, one part of it is I don't feel very safe in my body. That's trauma for you. Gotta fucking love it. Like, it fucking sucks, but it is what it is. I don't feel the safest in my body, and I do a lot of things to help me feel safer in my body. But I think because of that, I tend to either self sabotage or do things that I think are actually protecting me that are harming me, right? And how many times do we do that, where we take action that we think is helping us and we realize it's actually doing the exact opposite? So, for me, I stepped on that scale and I felt like a total piece of shit. I'm just going to be blunt with you guys. I felt like shit. But you know what? Instead of getting mad, and this is where I'm proud of myself, and I wanted to share this with you guys and be vulnerable with you guys, because I think it's important to use these moments and see, okay, am I going to use this as a reason why I shouldn't keep going? Or am I going to use this as a reason to push harder and to recenter and remotivate myself and to just fucking go? Which direction am I going to take this? And I think it's really important to think about that. What direction am I going to go? Am I going to let these moments where I'm not proud of myself, where I'm disappointed in myself, and am I going to use it as an excuse to hate on myself even more and as an excuse to not take the action I need to take? Or am I going to use it to recenter, realign, and refocus and fucking get going? And for me, I'm choosing the latter option. So what did I do? I was like, well, fuck this. I went to the store. I fucking meal prepped. I was in the kitchen for hours that day. And you know what? It's been a great week. I have not had many slip ups. You know, today I had a snack. I probably shouldn't have, but I don't really give a shit. It is what it is. Whatever. And, but I've been on my shit like 95% of the time. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself that I've been killing it in my workouts, that I've been getting my steps in. I've been way better about drinking water and doing the things that I know help me. And I think sometimes it can be really frustrating when you know what you need to do, but for whatever reason, there's a barrier to entry and you're struggling to take the action and just fucking do it. I know that can be really difficult because I struggle with it myself. I understand. And to be honest, I think what's one of the hardest things about it is because you're just, at least for me, I just get so disappointed in my own self. And I'm like, what the fuck, Erika? What the fuck? But I think it's really powerful to use these moments of feeling defeated and redefine it and make it a moment that actually propels you forward and make it a moment that you use to motivate you to keep going and to realign. So, what did I do? I went to the gym, I went to the store, I got my shit together. My fridge is stocked full of healthy options because for me, I'm an emotional eater. And especially if I'm stressed or I'm sad, I'm someone where I will just go grab like the comfort food. Or if I'm like really tired and burnt out and mentally not not fucking like really in the mood to cook. Like I need to have healthy options for me. So I went to the store and I got things that I know, like low barrier to entry, easy dinners that are healthy, but will make sure I'm getting the nutrients I need. And I can do even if I've had like a horrible day and I don't feel like whipping up a whole ass meal that's going to take me an hour to cook. Like I need those things in my life. So think about how can you make it easier on yourself? And maybe there's not a way, maybe you just need to push through. But what are the things you can do to help you achieve the goals you want? And like example, I also felt this way in another area of my life. And I was like, well, Erika, no shit, you haven't gotten the results you want when you haven't been putting in the work that you need to get there. So that is on you. And I had to be very real with myself and admit that is on me. And because that is on me, I am the only one that can fucking change it going forward. So if you have already maybe failed or feel defeated or whatever the case may be, if you feel like you are not where you want to be, or if you feel like you're already off track, well, you are the only one that can rewrite that story. And I think it's really powerful. And I believe in you. I know that you can rewrite your own story. So please do not forget that. And don't let one moment or one time of feeling defeated or feeling like a failure or feeling down upon yourself, do not let that one moment keep you small and keep you stuck and keep you stagnant. And don't let you backslide. And you know what? Maybe you take a couple steps back. I took a step back, and you know what? I was pretty pissed off at myself for it. But here's the fucking thing: I can't do anything about it now. We cannot do anything about it now. All we can do is figure out how are we going to move forward. What are the action steps you're going to take moving forward? What does that look like for you? Okay. So instead of beating yourself up, use this as momentum to keep going, to realign and maybe do things better this next time around. Okay. So I hope that this like helped you guys. I hope hearing about, oh, like she has this too. I'm not the only one there. Just remember that there are a lot of things you can do. So maybe you need to share with someone what you're going through. Like I'm sharing with you guys, like I got very honest with Kyle and I was like pretty upset about it. And I had to take a couple steps and like share some stuff with him that is going to help me stay accountable. I also logged into my food tracking app and I made sure that I'm being accountable to myself every single day. And I shared my goals with a couple people. And I took action that I needed to take. And then for another goal of mine, I finally completed the course that I said I was going to complete that would have been so easy to complete months ago. And I don't know why I fucking didn't do it, but I just didn't. And so I got my ass up and I was like, you know what? No, we got to finish this shit. Instead of complaining about not having the results that I want, I need to take the steps to go forward. So maybe you're feeling like me and maybe you're a little down on yourself. Just know that you can use these moments to feel stuck and to stay stuck and to stay not where you want to be, or you can use it as the moment that helps define your future and helps you get realigned and refocused and remotivated and just kickstarts your trajectory. And I really recommend the second half. And know you're not alone in it. That's why I'm sharing this with you today. Now, let's see what the chakra cards have in store for us and see what the universe wants us to know this week. Okay, y'all. This week we got the Truth card, which is connected to the throat chakra and a blue lace agate crystal. So this card has been called upon your awareness today as a reminder that you have the divine universe and the divine truth pulsing within you at all times. And there's truth in every moment. And I have to say this, guys, every single person's truth is different and every single person's truth is individual to them. So you are encouraged to become aware of what your truth is. You are encouraged to connect with yourself, to the divine universe, and you are constantly being guided to listen into the truth of your soul. And now is the time to fully believe in your own personal truth and to take action upon that truth. And if you're feeling confused about what that is, you may be listening to too many outside voices and outside people's opinions. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but so many times when I come back home to myself, I realize what it is that I am meant to do. I come back to the truth that I have within me. And that doesn't mean that you can't listen to other people's points of view, but you also need to take the step back and realize, okay, this is their lens that they're viewing the world from. What is mine? What feels aligned for me? And learning how to connect with yourself is so important and helps you so much with this. And you will have so much peace. Also, once you share your truth, you will definitely feel a lot lighter and more at peace. The truth will set you free, as the saying goes. And you may be holding back the truth to avoid hurting someone's feelings, but now is the time to open up and be honest with yourself. Now, it's also important to be mindful and to be respectful of others, but there's a lot of power in speaking your truth. That's one of the reasons why I love this podcast, is it is just my truth, and that's where not everything that I say is going to align with everyone, and that is okay. So an affirmation for you this week is I live and listen to my truth in each moment. And if you're struggling to figure out what your truth is, take some time to connect with yourself. That could be a walk outside, maybe a silent walk without music or a podcast or something. Or that could be taking time to meditate, taking time to do breath work, whatever the case may be. Take some time to sit with yourself, to learn how to listen to your own personal truth and to go forward in your own personal truth. And guys, thank you so much for being here this week. It means a lot to me. I got a little bit vulnerable in this episode, which is a little scary for me. But I just hope that me sharing with you guys the ways that I maybe feel like I'm failing or I'm not enough, I hope that it helps you to achieve whatever it is that you desire to achieve. And I'm so, 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 so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have not subscribed, please do. Please subscribe on YouTube. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, on Apple. Please leave a review. It really helps us. I know most of our listeners seem to listen on Apple, and that's amazing. So share with your friends, share with your family. Do not forget to give this a listen, give this a rating and a review. It means the world to me, and that's how we're going to continue to keep growing. So thank you guys so much for being here this week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for taking the time to be a part of our Get Empowered community. Don't forget to check the show notes for the resources I shared in today's episode, and of course, to connect with me on social. You can find all of our offers and community links at empoweredwitherika.com. I always love hearing from you, so don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and tag me with your biggest takeaways from today's episode. Let me know what you loved and what you want to hear more about, and share it with someone who you think would love it too. I cannot wait to share more with you. I'll see you next week, and don't forget to stay empowered.